in this brand new world might be heaven to see.
When did you first realize how talented your daughter is?
Well, you know, Beyonce was in the first grade at St. Mary's in Houston, and Tina and I had gone to a talent show, and Beyonce was actually competing with 7th and 8th graders. She was the youngest one.
At the tender age of 8, Beyonce was doing her best rendition of Home from The Wiz, and was only a pint-sized version of today's multi-platinum powerhouse and 10-time Grammy winner. But her star power was evident, winning her first honor, a Sammy Davis Jr. Award, or Sammy, when she was only 6 years old.
I would like to thank the judges for picking me, my parents who I love, and St. Mary's School, and the People's Workshop.
She was so confident, and also this is actually the first time that Sasha came out, was at that performance, because it wasn't Beyonce.
Oh man, she always had star quality. She always had the it factor.
Grammy-winning music producer Brian Michael Cox ought to know. He went to school with Beyonce, where the shy teen kept her skills under wraps.
And she never sung at school. We went to a performing arts high school. She was in choir and never sung. You know what I'm saying? She was that humble. But she didn't really want nobody to really know that they was working on something really, really huge.
Huge enough to go from choir girl to child star.
I think for Beyonce today, it's about getting the respect. I think she's moving into a stage of iconic.
Ooh, she was our star.
Judy Faustin is the creator and producer of the Houston Performing Arts Expo and Sammy Awards. She remembers Beyonce's first audition.
I remember her being very, very pretty, but kind of shy, but when she opened up her mouth, I was like, wow.
Record companies were calling, but Beyonce's dad, Matthew, wanted his little girl to grow up first. He encouraged her to sing here at St. John's United Methodist Church. Media director Robin May remembers Beyonce, the young gospel singer.
Can you imagine a 10-year-old being the only youngster in a church full of adults and just being able to be the showstopper?
I love you, Houston.
Little Beyonce went on to win more than 30 competitions, and at the age of 9 formed a music group with her friends called Girls Time. But it wasn't the girls' time to shine yet. They competed on TV's Star Search and lost, but they gained a manager, Beyonce's dad.
It's my parents and not only my parents, but my friends and everyone around me that are honest with me and that really love me. And I'm a very confident, secure woman, and that helps a lot because I know who I am, and me being a celebrity does not define me. And I know that even if I wasn't, I would still be able to do anything else that I wanted to do.
With unwavering faith in the girls, Matthew quit his 6-figure job to manage the group, which ultimately became the sensational Destiny's Child.
Beyonce knew that I wrote songs. They was working on the album for Columbia Records. She called me and was like, yo, I want you to do some songs on me or whatever. I want you to write songs with you or whatever.
It was also Beyonce's day of reckoning when she discovered she would survive and shine in the music business.
I started, the first album with Destiny's Child. I was 15 years old. I'm 27. It's been 12 years since I've been putting albums out, which is crazy to me. It goes by so fast.
Well, Girls Time never became a household name, but there is not a girl on the planet who can't sing along to at least a few songs by Destiny's Child. The group was founded in the Knowles family's backyard, and their journey to multi-platinum status was full of joy and growing pains.
I'm Latavia.
Hi, I'm Beyonce. What's up, I'm Kelly.
Hi, I'm Latoya.
And we are Destiny's Child.
It's Destiny's Child way back when. Columbia Records introduced the all-girl group headlined by Beyonce to the world back in 1998 at an up-and-comers night at the China Club in New York.
We got started off of a group that was formed in 1990 where Beyonce and Latavia were the original members. And 2 years later, I met Kelly in elementary school, and she tried out and she made it. And another year later, Beyonce met Latoya in elementary school in Girl Scouts.
It's all the Girl Scouts. She representing all the Girl Scouts.
That's right. And we've been together ever since.
The ability to perform live is real critical, and Destiny's Child does it best.
They were only like 13 and 14 years old. But they, man, you would have swore you were messing with 40-year-olds in the studio.
Dwayne Wiggins of R&B's Tony 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 was among the producers on Destiny's Child's very first albums.
Just as much as I was a producer, I was a huge fan, because not just because of the way they could perform and sing or whatever, it's just the drive that they had and the seriousness and how focused they were.
Just the work ethic of being a Destiny's Child, I think, has rolled over to all of us, you know.
Destiny's Child made its recording debut on the soundtrack for 1997's Men in Black. Their first album, Destiny's Child, hit record stores in 1998 with the first single off that album, No No No, selling over 1 million copies, making them an R&B sensation. Later that year, the group snagged awards for 3 of its 4 Soul Train Lady of Soul nominations.
3 out of 4 awards? We ain't mad.
Matthew Knowles quickly got the group back in the studio, recording a second album titled The Writing's on the Wall. Knowles knew his persistence with the girls would eventually pay off.
We used to have camp every summer at Beyonce's house. Her dad is the manager, and we used to jog 3 miles every morning, rehearse for 8 hours a day, do vocal lessons every day, and then we would have to watch tapes of like great legends like Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, Shaka Khan.
But maybe it was a little too much for Latavia Roberson. She and LaToya Luckett complained about Matthew Knowles' management style, later taking legal action. It was a sharp contrast to a bond Roberson once boasted about.
I think the bond between us sets us apart from other female groups. This group goes beyond just a singing group. It's like sisterhood. We all grew up together. We weren't just put together.
When the music video for Say My Name dropped in 2000, Latavia and LaToya discovered they had been replaced by 2 new members, Michelle Williams and Farrah Franklin. 5 months later, Franklin also left the group, reportedly for personal reasons.
Well, I know when we had to make the transition from 4 members to 3 members, it was a very scary thing in the beginning because we had just been through that like a month or 2 before. That was the hardest decision we ever had to make. It ended up being a very, very easy transition and the best decision we ever made.
We were like, let's keep it moving. You know, and we have funny stories about that because it's easier to dress a group when it's 3.
In 2001, Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle really took off. Their third album, the Grammy-winning Survivor, went multi-platinum, thanks in part to a whirlwind of promotional appearances.
I cannot believe it. It's people just wrapped around Fifth Avenue, and it's unbelievable. We can't believe it's off of Destiny's Child.
By 2002, the Always Spiritual Girls put out a 4th CD, This Is the Remix, and a book chronicling the ups and downs of their careers.
We've had a lot of those times where you feel like it's not worth it, or it's not going to happen, or forget it, let's just go to school and forget all of this drama. At one point, I really was this close to just saying forget it, because sometimes it's still so much of your joy. It's just hard for you to be happy. But those times force you to make a decision, and you either have to get strong and suck it up and learn from it and conquer it, or you give up. And thank God we have each other and we have God, and we chose to conquer it, and that's exactly what we did, and that gave us the fire to make it and to become, not only make it, but become the best at what we do, and to strive to be number 1 and to be successful.
After the trio took a break, with each singer trying a hand at going solo, Destiny's Child headed back into the studio for 2004's Destiny Fulfilled.
We have been recording in the studio for, I think, 3 or 4 years. So we've matured so much, and it's just this soulfulness that's there that is amazing, and it's so exciting.
But in June 2005, while touring with their #1's album, the group announced it would call it quits in the fall, but would remain sisters forever.
We've got our own goals and, different things that we want to do, so it's a blessing, and it's a beautiful thing.